really good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Yeah, and so today it's going to be a little bit different than our usual meetings. I have this form that we really need to go over about the risk of infectious diseases, the
Okay.
spreading of infectious diseases, and there's a lot of questions that aren't all that pleasant to go into, but the end result, what we're working towards, is to identify where you are on the scale of things, what kind of risk your usage has put you into for transmittable diseases, and um, we'll just get real about that, and then we'll talk about how you can turn things around and live your life with less risk.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to hand you the pen.
Okay.
And go ahead and look here on the way this works is the upper part is the high risk and the lower is the no risk.
Okay.
And we start with the health status and history for you. So go ahead and circle what's appropriate to you, ranging from on the high end, sick right now, all the way down to healthy.
Okay.
And kind of identify chronic illness, diabetes, other illnesses, malnourishment, alcohol.
Okay. I have alcohol and drug use history.
Okay.
I smoke, so tobacco, and yes, I am stressed.
All right.
So I would say those. I'm not pregnant, and I am healthy.
Okay. Very good. So the second column talks about body fluid exposures, and it's really checking in on the body fluids for HIV transmission
Okay.
that are very high risk to come into contact with or exchange.
I've had no blood exposure.
You have blood, semen, vaginal fluids, and breast milk. Okay.
So
with any one of those that relates to you, go ahead and circle.
I'd say semen. That would be the only one.
All right. Okay. And then on the no risk side, we've listed the saliva, sweat, urine, tears, and feces. So if there's any those are really safe. Those, yes, yes. So there's no point in circling those. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So the next list is how were you exposed? So
no injection, anal sex, vaginal sex, breaking skin, no, oral sex, and circumcised.
Okay.
No tattoos. I had piercings. They were in a salon. So does that mean that
was all clean?
Clean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would say just those two things.
Okay. Very good. And then the amount of exposure. So if you've had any kind of like a blood transfusion, which doesn't really relate in the more recent years, how about like repeated exposures, occasional, would you say, or one exposure?
Well, my husband cheated on me, so it wasn't me, so I would say I was repeated because I'm assuming that I had risk because of whoever he was having sex with.
Yeah, that's the way that works.
So I would say repeated since I went through quite a few years. Oh, that was my exception.
Okay. All right, and you circled that. Very good. So now we come into the tally. So if you just kind of look at it and see where in your range of risk, from no risk to high risk, where you would kind of place an X about where you see yourself in the risk factor overall.
I say I would put it into reducing the number of sexual partners,
or even just kind of from no risk to high risk.
Oh, no risk to high risk. I would say just right below the middle.
Okay. All right.
A little bit on the lower side.
Okay. Well, thank you. So with that in mind, so you have some stuff going on here, some potential exposure. Today's a new day, and you can move forward from where you're at with the understanding, because that's what really this is about, is to give you better understanding or a clear understanding of where you stand, where you from what you've done previously.
Okay.
So we're working towards a healthier lifestyle, and so we're going to move into some healthier ways of dealing with things. So going from, for the sexual activities, going from the effective to the ineffective, the choices that you have: masturbation, abstinence, sexual activity that doesn't exchange body fluids, and then up a little bit, almost to the middle, is using a barrier protection, condoms, dental wraps. Reducing the number of sexual partners will help. I mean, it's still a risk, but it's not as high a risk as several different partners. Withdrawal pullout is just really not effective, as you probably know. Judgment impairing drug use. When you're impaired and your judgment is impaired through drugs, alcohol, whatever, you tend to let your defenses down and you don't follow through. So you would need to have a real clear plan in mind as to that's happening. But again, better to curtail those things and stay more with the safer side of stuff. No barrier protection, of course, is very high risk, and douching actually it increases the high risk even because of the unhealthy nature of the area. Okay, doing that in. Okay?
Okay.
So, as far as your drug use practices, going the same way. Abstaining from needle use is your best bet, as no risk. Using only new needles there's somewhat of a risk. It's not too bad. They're all clean. Using your own disinfecting needles that really doesn't save you too much. It really doesn't protect you very much. And again, as with sexual activities, judgment impairing drug or alcohol use will lower your defenses, and there's a good chance that you'll share something of somebody else's or what have you, something unsafe. So, and of course, the most high risk is sharing paraphernalia and such with others. So, so if you kind of plan ahead that you'll stay within the lower half of both of these columns, would be just a really good thing for a healthier life, less disease risk involved.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay. Have a good day.